there, my name's Scott Cody. I'm a school board member, District 3 for the St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
Hi there, I'm Ray Gregson, school board member, District 2 for St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
We wanted to talk a little bit today about, I think, a pretty important topic. Both of us come from the media background, building websites, creating content and things like that. And we want to talk to you guys about how to discern with some truth behind and some best laid plans on how to see, all right, what's a good website, what's a false website, and then kind of how to take that information and I think process it in a way that makes sense to you, right?
And also not just the websites, but on social media you have screenshots, you have text, you have pictures, video. What's real?
Yeah,
what's the truth?
And there's a lot out there, correct? I mean, you can go on the internet and find out just about anything that you want. One of the first things that I like to tell people in our line of work, and even with my children, look at a website and look at the URL. We know what the URL is, right? The website address. And one of the big things that you can see on there is, are there misspellings within the website? And at that point, that's usually number one. If USA.org is misspelled, if that's where you're trying to go, you're probably at a fraudulent website, I would think.
And that's where they can try to confuse you. They'll throw in a letter or throw in a dash or something that makes it look like the website. It's intentional to get that URL there, and that's where the false information potentially comes in. Yeah. And that's, the other piece is, remember that, the SEO world, which is your organic piece of search engines, the search engines are making money on ads. It's not necessarily built to bring truth.
Yeah, they want traffic, to your point. They want people to look at the ads that are on their website, so they're going to put whatever they think it is that may drive the most traffic on that. And I think that maybe goes back to the intent behind content, right? So I think it's always important, regardless of what you read, to understand that just about everything, and I would say almost 95 to 99%, has some kind of implicit bias behind it. So read it with that intention, understanding that there's probably another side to this story. And I think if you approach every article, every post, every picture, to your point with, well, let's see if there's something else out there. Yeah, does it take a little bit of extra time to do it? Yeah. Without a doubt, but it makes you a much more informed, person with regards to the way that you're interacting with content. And
even a video that looks real, a 10 or 15 second clip, and even a news story at night of a reporter reporting 10 or 15 seconds, and this is a previous reporter, that in your previous world is that 15 seconds doesn't tell the whole story. Whether it's coming from news media or it's frankly just somebody that recorded a video and posted it, is that the whole story? Is that the entire context of the situation or what occurred? And
I think talk about the responsibility that you have as a consumer as well to that point. Let's say you see something that is shocking or compelling and it's that 15-second clip. If you start sharing that without knowing the full context behind it, or at least doing your due diligence on that part of it, guess what? You're just as complicit in the false narrative as that person that originally put it out.
Absolutely, and the whole point here is if we can reduce the sharing of this information, and typically, guys, it's negative, right? If it's positive things get shared, and we see this knowing in our business, positive things get shared less than negative things. Yeah. And there's a narrative behind it, there's a purpose behind this. So keep that in mind, and like I say, have your red flag go off in your head, filter it. You're gonna have to personally filter it. And that's what I always try to do and teach my kids, and sometimes remind friends of mine too.
Yeah, I think too. So find out what you read, go find out if there's something else about that topic that maybe contradicts that or even supports it, and then at that point the knowledge that you have at least has a more balanced approach to it.
I'll tell you a quick way I do it. Look, if you see it on social media, just open up another window in your browser and search for that exact topic. If it's fact, even if it's a major, even a local situation that happened recently and it's a big situation, it's going to show up in the top of a search engine because, just for example, Google prioritizes Twitter feeds typically in that first or second section below the ads. So you're going to see something major come up in there. So just something to think about when you see something online.
Just kind of be cautious. Understand that everything that you look at, you probably need to reconfirm what it is that you saw. And then I think the most important thing is everything that you read, you don't have to believe. So we hope this helps.
That's the truth.